Hey, Alicia here. So, let's get into this. The Mr. Beast puzzle. Where is your mind at this point? I know I am physically, emotionally, and like my everyday, it revolves around this puzzle. Like every waking moment, everything revolves around it. I'm like constantly going, and being that invested into a puzzle, you start to see things out in the real world that you're like, that could be a puzzle, right? I mean, I'm not lying. So, I've gone through 2 notebooks. I've got I'm utilizing the Slackbot, but not as much, just more so for inputting information in to kind of get BeastBot to respond to something. But basically I'll show you. Everything is written down because I'm paranoid. Because I don't want to share too much of my theories, because if I land on a theory that puts someone else closer to winning this, I don't want that on the internet. So basically, I've got the main puzzle, I've got the side puzzles. So this would be the 2 main puzzles. Obviously the only thing you need to win, so you've got the bank, you've got the ad, you've got the crossword, the best customers, you've got, all that, and then you've got Beast Travel, okay? I had to. Don't judge me, okay? So basically, I've filled so many pages. They're all over the place, because when I hit on something, like literally you'll see, when I hit on an idea or a theory, I just rip it open to a random page and I'm like scribbling in it. And like I'll give you a little like crazy idea, like this means nothing, but like that's what I'm saying is like I'll get jumping on, like, say a theory, or I'll have my main pages where it's got most of the answers to some of the puzzles. Some of them I'm figured out. Some pages are theories, but I've used my little, I've got more over there. I've used, so I can go right back to where I need to be. Okay, the other place I'm using is my AI, so that I can input all this information that I've been collecting, like BeastBot responses, the hints page, I've got files in there. I've got, because I had literally over 1,000 screenshots and videos and all that compiled, and it's like, oh my gosh. So I've put all that into my AI app that I'm using, and also because when I start down a rabbit hole, I've specifically told this file folder that I've made in my AI, as like, don't let me, go into a rabbit hole. It centers me, So it's like, and then I'll jump into the theory with my AI, and I'll try to be like, oh, like, and then of course I'm looking at Reddit. I'm looking at, I've got all Salesforce, Loan Shark. I I went down a really crazy rabbit hole. There is this wiki that I found. I'm not gonna tell y'all because it's like okay. So I went into a 2-day rabbit hole in this wiki, and I'm like seeing all these things that like I'm like no, go back. So basically what I'm saying is whatever works for you, whether it be putting all your information into, say, a Word document or using the one that they've provided. But honestly, I don't trust everybody else's answers because my brain, it rolls different ideas around and it's like, boom, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb. Like there's light bulbs everywhere. And it's just like, I have never in my life went into so much like puzzle. I mean, I love puzzles. Like, don't get me wrong, I got tons of puzzles. I've always been really good at, finding details because I'm ADHD. So just because I'm ADHD, and I'm OCD, so it's like I have a grid and I have, I've got all these processes. My brain works a mile a minute, right? So it's like as soon as I get one of these little light bulb, I'm writing it down just because if I don't write it down and it's just the tiniest little hint or theory or something that I've connected, I write it down. Because if I don't, and I may not be able to circle back to, hey, I had this light bulb here, but I didn't remember exactly what it meant. So you write it down anywhere you think is best. And then when you're on, say, a rabbit hole of an idea and you're exploring that train that just keeps moving through, you pop up on this like, hey, where did I see that before? And you're like, oh, and you're just going like, trying to find which part that you, I have a theory, but I'm really not going to share it, because obviously I don't want somebody else pricking my complete brain. But what I will do is I have shared things on the Loan Shark Discord, little bits of things. I use the Discord not to find the answers because like Lincoln, Nebraska, that meant nothing because you didn't put the two parts together. You didn't put the exact parts you were supposed to put together because there's this one puzzle in all of this that, is the focal point. You've got one puzzle in the ad that leads you to the rest of the puzzles. Now, does that one puzzle mean that's how you're going to find the answer? I haven't gotten to that point yet, obviously. I haven't put too many of these answers into the puzzle, the slacking beast, Mr. Beast. I haven't done as much as I should. Now, there's theories about certain objects that might, I honestly don't think what we are focusing on is the main ingredient to what we're supposed to find. I think what it is there is a there is a there's a direct line there. I mean, but you know, but we're being taken into, you know, you know what I'm saying? But there's a direct line to this answer that's not clicking for all of us. And I think when that one person, it gets that click, it's gonna roll. But I'm telling you, I am spending 18 hours a day, or if not more. So I'm not gonna lie. I've stayed up 34 hours straight. I've stayed up days. So it's not a joke, you know. And then it's like you don't want to go to sleep because your mind is constantly, and I promise you not, the second I wake up is the second I start thinking about the puzzle, and it's just like, I want to stop. But your brain is like, if I stop, that's the moment somebody else is going to get it, you know? So you get pulled back in because hints. That's why you don't give up, because you keep getting these new hints every day, and it's just like it gets these light bulbs. Whew. I need a support group. Mentally, I am like, and I already have physical and neurological deficits. So, my reason for keep going is because my 82-year-old grandma has been fully taking care of me for the last 7 months, because I became disabled last year, and I'll tell you, if I win the money, what I'm going to do with it. If you're still here, here's my story and my reason for keep going. I'm separated from everything that I love right now. My cats, my 12-year-old and my 3-year-old, which are my support animals. So emotionally, without them, okay. And then my son, he's thousands and thousands of miles away, because that's what I had to do. When I became disabled, I lost the ability to take care of myself in every way. And, okay, pause. Physically, before I became disabled, I worked. I chased money. I had multiple jobs, 2 of which were, part-time, but the extra was DoorDash and Instacart and such like that. So gig work plus serving plus being a dealer in a casino, physically and everything, I was stretched very thin. And then when I lost the ability to work, I had no safety net. In all that, I lost my independence, my home, my car, because I ran up credit card bills to pay bills. I lost the ability to clean my home. So upon not only losing income, I lost the person I was. And I ended up traveling across the country to live with someone who ended up let's just not get into that one. Anyways, it didn't work out there, and so when me and my son got removed from that situation, we found it difficult to stay together. So when I drove back across the country, I dropped off my son with his dad, and I dropped off my cats in another state to be with the person that I'm with today. But with that, it's given me a new purpose. My new purpose, it's not about getting everything back that I've lost, because I have no personal belongings left. I have clothes, and I have what I need. So it's not about what I lost. It's honestly what I've gained in the process, and I've gained God, and I've gained patience, knowledge, on certain subjects and people. So my focus is, if I do win the money, that all I want to do is reunite my family, my cats and my son. And with this money, I want to give to my church, because they're struggling, and they're a great bunch of people. I've been a humanitarian for most of my life. I've but I care for others who are in need, homeless, pets. I've always made sure that if I had anything extra, that it went to somebody in need more than me. In this disability, I've learned that to live life, you don't need money. You need people. But to help people, you kind of need a little something. I found ways to give to people without money, though. Food. My biggest motto is nourish the body and the soul. So whether it be kind words, whether it be a meal, conversation, whatever they need, that's nourishing the body and the soul. It doesn't take money. But what I would do with the money is I would create a nonprofit, maybe through my church, that helps people in my situation with my disability pending and no resources for housing, no resources for making income. I spend a lot of times playing games on my phone, but since this Mr. Beast puzzle, I spent all my time trying to figure out puzzles. So I made what I like to do into what I have to do to try and reunite my family. I don't want big things. You know what I want to do? I want to help those that have helped me. I want to help my uncles. I want to help my ex-husband, my son's father. I want to help my grandma. I want to be able to give back to those what I've taken, which isn't important. I just want to pay off, say, my uncle's house or their cars, so they can have that freedom to retire if they wanted to. And not even retire, they're in their 60s. They could retire if they didn't have a house payment or a car payment. Maybe they just do work for fun. Maybe they do what they want to do. With my ex-husband, he's been there for me a lot, even when, we were together, and when we weren't together, he's done so much for me. And I think it's important in all this, because I haven't been able to provide for my child, that I at least do something for him. And my grandma, who is in so much need of things, a vehicle, maybe get her a house so she doesn't have to worry about her rent. She's in the other room. Get her a house. And, I've asked her, it's like, what would you want, say, if, to make your life better? She wants a house and a car, that's it. Because we are not one to have need for everything in this world. We're in need of love, care, and understanding. And I've looked up to my grandma as my hero my entire life. So, what would you do with $1 million? What's your purpose for doing this puzzle? For fun? For the money? Do you need it? Do you want it? Is there a purpose behind what it's needed or wanted for? Give me your ideas. Anyways, that's what happens when you take a video with me. I go into a rabbit hole of things. But anyways, I'm signing off, guys. It's been great. I need to get back to my puzzle.